Hello from the Happy Heretic. The chicks, it's been raining, so let's start there. But they've been locked up for 2 days in their coop, and so I wanted to let them out. They're in their temporary coop, which is my greenhouse. I brought them stuff to eat and forage for, just to keep them interested. But Judith, the large one lying on her side like a crazy bird, started scratching, and I thought she was digging for bugs, and she kept on and she kept on and she kept on. And then Gail in the middle, the brown one with the gold in the middle, or bronze, started helping her. Next thing I know, the chicks are having their very first dust bath. It is so fun to watch. So I'm just gonna watch for a minute. If you're new to chickens, and like I am, and you see them doing any number of odd things, this particular behavior is just them trying to, in this case it's a mud bath because it's been raining for 3 days or 4 days, but they stirred everything up and cleared the ground, and they're muddier than they are dusty, but that's okay. They're definitely enjoying themselves. My little velociraptors get a bath. I can't believe she's finally done. Oh, not done. Move, Judith. Move, baby. Little Georgie always gets in the middle. These are happy, happy chickens today. I'm so glad I got them out. It was raining, but I came out here anyway. I knew they would be bored, and they'd been cooped up for a couple of days. And they have a decent sized coop, but still. Judith. Chicken, chicken, chicken. Pretty wings, Judith. Did I startle you? Look at this crazy bird. A month ago, this whole behavior would have terrified me. Gail, you are so pretty. You did that, silly. Hey, silly girl. You just threw mud on me. It's so funny because look at the ground. And they created, really mostly Judith, this area to dust bathe in, because I have spread hay, and there's some up on the shelf because sometimes Judith likes to get up there. But they cleared this out for their dust bath. When that dries out, it's going to be a great place to take one, isn't it, guys? Oh, look at you in the middle of the food. I've got mustard and grass and some herbs from my herb garden and marigolds. Pretty Judith. And hay, of course, and then whatever was on the floor. Today, Harriet ate a roly-poly and several very long blades of grass that I was a little bit concerned about. They were so long. And somebody came, and there was just an inch or two hanging out of her mouth because she couldn't get it all down. And they pulled it out, and it was so long, and she stole it back and ate the whole thing. And then I went and looked under the containers on my patio because it's been raining and I knew I'd find something good, and I found a couple of worms and I put it in that little dish, and Harriet got those too. Swallowed them down whole. It was interesting. I threw some grit out here because they are foraging so much more. Some grit from Tractor Supply, I think, is where we got it. And I was in a chicken group, and I was noticing a lot of people say, oh, chickens out in the yard, you know, can free range or whatever, or I guess even out in a run, get all the grit they need. But I'd like to point out that they can clear a space very, very quickly, and unless you can see tiny little stones and pebbles in there, sand is not grit. They need fairly large chunks of rock, hard stone in their gizzards to process the things that they get when they free range. Otherwise, you're risking an impacted crop. And I know that just from having parrots anyway. But these chickens, especially when they're out foraging, eat a far wider variety of things than my parrots were allowed to. So they need real grit, not some sand, not a little pebble here and there they may find. Although, when you look at my dirt, it's not full of pebbles and rocks. And this is just forest floor. So, please give your birds grit. They need it. Real grit. Gail is just a stunningly beautiful bird. The bronze color on her is amazing. Guys, that's on the other side of the plastic. Don't poke a hole in my plastic. Chickies, chickies. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna have to find something to toss over there. Right now they're drinking the water that stripped down the plastic. Okay, it's on the outside, guys. I guess I'm gonna have to go get their water. It's hanging in their coop because that's the only way to keep it clean. I don't know how people get away with, well, they don't, it's not clean water. If you leave water on the ground, or food even, on the floor of a coop, the chickens are gonna perch on it and poop in it and knock their bedding in it, and it will not stay clean. And I had them for weeks inside because they were young when I got them. And the minute they went out into the coop, we hung their food and water. And it's been clean and great ever since. It's also easy to change. Okay, keeping it under 10 minutes. This is Christina, the Happy Heretic. Hope you've enjoyed the chicken update and their first dust bath. It went on for a very long time before I went and got the camera, but I had to get a little bit of footage of it. So like it if you like it, and subscribe if you want to see what crazy thing I'm up to on any given day.